So why is engagement so critical to generate beneficial humanitarian impact for the populations we're trying to assist? Let's have a look why it's so important. Engagement should be strategic, tactical, or at the very least intentionally linked to something. The what, the why, or the how of what you're trying to do for the people that you're trying to assist. That is the ultimate goal of humanitarian engagement. Yeah. It's for what you're trying to do, for the people that you're trying to do it for. So engagement can serve multiple goals, sometimes, most of the time, simultaneously, to gain access to an operating environment, right? And when you've just arrived or you're there and you want to go to somewhere else, to explain why you're there, what you want to do, to mobilize, create awareness, get authorization, get buy-in, etc. It can be used for risk. It should be used for risk reduction and mitigation of threats and the impact of threats that materialize. So mitigation, reduction, etc. It should be used to generate influence. We forget about this sometimes. We think we come with the influence already. We don't. We need to generate the influence necessary or in the spheres of influence to facilitate, deblock, smoothen the path for our operations and our interventions. We need to generate negotiation leverage. We often forget that we need leverage. We need to give something to get something. I talked about that in the negotiation course. It's very important. We need to be able to have generated sufficient reputational capital to remove obstacles, to solve problems, to remove blockages, right, which are common. We need to generate higher user rates of our services or whatever we're providing. Yeah, get feedback about what we're doing. We need to modulate, modify, or at least know different perceptions. We'll talk about perceptions, very important. We need to make the distinction too between what is more diplomatic level engagement and what is more strategic intervention linked engagement. Of course there can be crossover, yeah, but sometimes we meet people because we have to, not because necessarily they're part of the strategy, but it's rare that they wouldn't be. But what is the key thing to take away here is there must always be a goal behind your engagement. It can't be random, as I already said, and I can't repeat it enough. For example, when we do things like, actor mapping or stakeholder mapping, sometimes we think of that as kind of the goal in itself, and it's not. It's just one of many, many steps, and it's not the most important one. Sometimes teams seem to spend eternities doing actor mapping, but then the engagement falls short. Mapping out people before anything else isn't the right way to go about it. Mapping isn't the goal. If you're a decision maker in a particular operating environment, and let's say you've been operating there for already several months or even longer, if you're still doing actor mapping, there is a problem with your engagement strategy. Why do I say that? Actor mapping should be done at the beginning. And of course, it's kept up to date, but this is just so that you can visualize and profile the engagement landscape, but not randomly. The real step is deciding on your engagement strategy, and I will keep repeating that. That should evolve and change as new challenges, new interventions, new threats, and new goals arise. So you don't start with the actor mapping. You start with your goals or your challenges or the threats or all of those things. That's how you start, as we'll see. In the next videos, I will take you through the steps of how to build an effective engagement strategy.